Ja, sta ich mit. Sind der feste Wasserverdacht daraus, ja.
A fisherman in the waters west of Palawan pulls something strange from his net. It's not a fish, not even debris. It's a smooth, torpedo-shaped device, about the size of a small canoe, covered in sensors and sealed electronics. No crew, no markings that make sense to him. Just blinking lights and a silent antenna pointing toward the sky. The fisherman calls the Coast Guard. Hours later, military personnel arrive and quietly take the object away. Experts open it up and discover conductivity sensors, temperature gauges, and depth mapping equipment. The kind of instruments used to understand the ocean floor, the kind submarines rely on. But the bigger question quickly spreads beyond the dock. Why was a Chinese drone operating in Philippine waters? That scenario isn't hypothetical. Variations of it have happened several times in recent years in the waters around the West Philippine Sea. At least a handful of Chinese-origin underwater drones have been recovered by local fishermen and authorities since 2022. One appeared as recently as 2025. Each time, the discovery raised the same uneasy feeling in Manila: the silent expansion of surveillance technology in one of the world's most contested seas. To understand why this matters, you have to look at the geography. The Philippines sits along the edge of the South China Sea, a stretch of water that carries an enormous portion of global trade. Oil tankers, container ships, and naval vessels pass through it every day. Beneath the surface lie fisheries, shipping lanes, and potential energy reserves. Several countries claim pieces of this sea, but the biggest dispute revolves around China's sweeping 9-dash line, which overlaps with the Philippines' exclusive economic zone under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. For years, the confrontation between Manila and Beijing has played out through Coast Guard patrols, fishing incidents, and diplomatic protests. But now a new layer has emerged: autonomous technology. The People's Liberation Army has been investing heavily in unmanned systems across land, air, and sea. These machines are cheaper than traditional warships and aircraft, but they can still gather massive amounts of data. And unlike a warship, a drone can operate quietly. China's maritime drones come in several forms. Some fly above the ocean as aerial surveillance platforms, scanning shipping routes and monitoring vessels hundreds of miles away. Others move across the water as unmanned surface vessels, essentially robotic boats packed with cameras and sensors. But perhaps the most interesting and concerning are the underwater drones. These autonomous underwater vehicles, sometimes called AUVs, glide beneath the surface collecting information about the seabed. They record temperature layers, water salinity, ocean currents, and underwater terrain. To the average person, that may sound like harmless scientific research. To a navy, it's priceless military intelligence. Submarines rely on detailed oceanographic data to navigate quietly. Knowing where thermal layers exist helps submarines hide from sonar. Mapping seabed contours allows for safer movement in contested waters. The more information a navy gathers, the easier it becomes to operate undetected. That's why the discovery of Chinese underwater drones in Philippine waters sparked concern among security analysts. Each drone might be doing more than simple research. It might be quietly building a database for future naval operations. The Philippines, however, is not standing still. Over the past several years, Manila has begun improving its ability to monitor its maritime territory. The Philippine Navy and Coast Guard have started deploying their own unmanned systems to patrol coastal areas. Some of these include small robotic surface vessels like the Mantis T-12 and the Devil Ray T-38, which were provided through defense cooperation with the United States. These craft may not look intimidating, but they play an important role. They extend the country's surveillance reach, allowing authorities to monitor areas that would otherwise require expensive ships or aircraft. The Philippine Navy has also begun equipping newer patrol vessels with vertical takeoff drones. These aerial systems can launch directly from the deck of a ship and scan large areas of ocean within minutes. But the most significant boost to surveillance may come from the Philippines' alliance network. Under long-standing security agreements with the United States, advanced reconnaissance platforms occasionally operate from Philippine bases. One example is the high-altitude MQ-9A Reaper, a powerful intelligence and reconnaissance drone capable of staying airborne for more than 20 hours. These aircraft can scan vast areas of ocean, helping both countries maintain what military planners call a recognized maritime picture, a constantly updated understanding of what is happening across regional waters. Even so, challenges remain. The Philippines faces a massive geographic task. The country is made up of more than 7,000 islands, surrounded by a vast maritime zone stretching across thousands of square kilometers. Monitoring every corner of that space is incredibly difficult, especially for a military with limited resources. Meanwhile, China continues to expand its technological advantage. Its defense industry produces drones at a scale that few countries can match. The country invests billions into research and development, giving the People's Liberation Army Navy access to increasingly sophisticated autonomous systems. These machines can stay at sea longer, gather more data, and communicate securely through encrypted satellite links. For the Philippines, matching that capability directly would be extremely expensive. So the real question becomes, how do smaller maritime states deter a technologically advanced opponent without escalating tensions? One answer lies in building smarter surveillance networks rather than simply buying more ships. Long-range coastal radars, satellite data integration, and artificial intelligence tools can help analysts track unusual activity across large maritime areas. When suspicious drones appear, authorities can identify them faster and respond more effectively. Another strategy is investing in counter-drone technology. Electronic warfare tools, for example, can disrupt communication signals between drones and their operators. Jamming systems can force unmanned vehicles to shut down or lose navigation signals. Some advanced systems can even hijack control of drones and redirect them. These capabilities are still developing globally, but they are becoming an essential part of modern defense planning. International cooperation is also crucial. The Philippines works closely with countries such as the United States, Japan, and Australia on maritime awareness initiatives. Intelligence sharing and joint exercises allow these partners to detect unusual activities earlier than any single country could alone. Even diplomatic pressure plays a role. By consistently raising concerns through international law and maritime forums, Manila reinforces its legal rights under UNCLOS and draws global attention to activities occurring inside its exclusive economic zone. None of these measures completely eliminates the drone threat. Technology evolves quickly, and the pace of innovation inside the PLA continues to accelerate. But deterrence doesn't always mean matching an opponent's system for system. Sometimes it means demonstrating that surveillance will be noticed, challenged, and exposed. For China, sending unmanned systems into disputed waters may be a low-risk strategy. Drones are expendable. If one is captured or lost, the political cost is minimal. But if every drone mission becomes more visible, if every discovery triggers diplomatic scrutiny, the strategic calculation begins to shift. And that may be the quiet strength of the Philippines' approach. Instead of reacting dramatically to every incident, Manila has been gradually strengthening its surveillance, alliances, and legal position. Each recovered drone becomes evidence. Each patrol builds presence. Over time, those small actions add up. The fisherman who pulled a mysterious device from the sea probably didn't realize he had stumbled into the center of a geopolitical competition. Yet his discovery reflects something much bigger than a piece of drifting technology. It reflects the growing reality that the future of maritime security may be shaped not only by ships and submarines, but by silent machines moving through the water, watching everything. For the Philippines, the challenge now is learning how to watch them back. If you found this analysis valuable, share your perspective in the comments. Your insights help deepen the conversation and sharpen our understanding of evolving regional dynamics. Thank you. and we will see you soon in our next geopolitical discussion.